Hi everyone, welcome back to my SQL placement series. In the previous video, we clearly understood what a subquery is and when we should use a subquery in SQL. We discussed two important situations where subqueries are commonly used. That is, case 1, whenever we have unknown values in the question, we use a subquery to find those unknown values first and then use those results in the main query. Case 2, whenever the data we want to select and the condition we want to apply are present in different tables, we use a subquery to connect and retrieve the required data. Now that we understood what subqueries are and when to use them, the next important step is to understand the types of subqueries. So in this video, we are going to learn types of subqueries, and in detail, we will focus on single row subqueries, which are very important from an interview point of view and also very commonly used in real SQL queries. We will understand this concept step by step with clear examples using tables so that by the end of this video, you will be able to easily identify and write single row subqueries on your own. So let's get started, guys. Before we move into the types of subqueries, let's quickly recall what a subquery is. A subquery is written inside another SQL query. It is also called as inner query or a nested query. The subquery executes first and the result it produces is then used by the main query, which is also called as outer query. So in simple terms, a subquery helps us break down complex problems into smaller queries and use their result to solve the main query. Now that we have a quick understanding of what a subquery is, let us move forward and understand the types of subqueries. Generally, subqueries are divided into two types. The first type is called as single row subquery. As the name suggests, this type of subquery returns only one row or one value as its result. The second type is called as multi-row subquery. In this case, the subquery returns more than one row or multiple values. So guys, in simple terms, the classification depends on how many rows the subquery returns. And in this video, we will understand single row subqueries in detail. And in the next part, we will move to multi-row subqueries. Okay guys? Now let's understand the first type of subquery, which is single row subquery. A single row subquery returns exactly one row or one value as its result. In simple words, when the inner query gives only one output value, we call it as single row subquery. And since the subquery returns only one value, we can compare that value using normal comparison operators like equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and guys, this is not equal to. So these operators work because we are comparing one value with another single value. Now let's understand this concept using an example. Suppose we have two tables in the database. First one is EMP table, which has 4 columns, that is employee ID, employee name, salary, and department number. And this table stores the employee information. And we also have a department table which has 3 columns, that is department number, department name, and location. And this table stores the department details. Guys, now please listen carefully. What I am telling you is very important. If you observe these two tables carefully, you will notice something important. Both the EMP table and the department table contains a column called department number. This column acts as a common column between the two tables. The EMP table department number tells us which department an employee belongs to. In department table, the same department number represents the details of that department, such as department name and its location. So you can think of department number as a link or connection between EMP table and department table. For example, if an employee has department 20 in the EMP table, we can go to department table and find 20 and then get the department name and its location, which is D2 and L2. So guys, since this column connects the information of both the tables, it helps us to retrieve related data from both the tables. Now let's write a query using this tables. The question is, find the department name of Alan. Now look carefully. The employee name Alan is present in EMP table, but the department name is present in department table. So first we need to find the department number of Alan and then use that department number to find the department name. And guys, this is the perfect situation to use a subquery. This is the query, guys, and this whole query has two queries. This is the outer query and it is responsible for fetching the department name. Inside this query, we have the subquery, and this subquery is used to find the department number of Alan. And one more important thing is how this query executes. Many people think SQL runs from top to bottom, but in subqueries, that's not how it works. The subquery executes first, and from the EMP table, we get the result as 20, which is department number of Alan. One thing you can see, only one value is returned when this subquery runs. Now, this value is passed to the outer query, and database checks the department table. Here you can see department 20 name is D2. So the final result returned by the query is D2, which is D name of Alan. Now guys, you can ask me a question, why this query is called as single row subquery? Because the inner query returns only one row, that is 20. Since it returns only one value, we can safely use the equal operator in the outer query. Remember, I told you we can use comparison operators with a single row subquery. And guys, there are few important things you should remember when writing queries like this. The first one is, always ensure that the subquery returns only one value when you're using comparison operators. Second one is, always place the subquery inside the parenthesis. And third one, remember the execution order, that is, subquery runs first and gives the result, then the outer query runs using this result. So guys, this is how a single row subquery works, where the inner query returns exactly one value and that value is used by the outer query to produce the final output. Now let's look at one more example using the same tables so that concept become more clear. So the question is, find the location of the department where employee Blake works. Again, if you observe the table carefully, the employee name Blake is present in EMP table, but the location is present in department table. So first we need to find the department number of Blake and then use that department number to find the location of that department. So this is the query, guys. The subquery executes first and it gives the department number of Blake from EMP table, which is 10. Next, the outer query executes by taking the value 10 and it checks the department table and finds the location of department 10, which is L1. So the final output is L1, which is the location of Blake's department. This is again a single row subquery because the inner query returns only one value, which is department number equals 10. Since it returns a single value, we can safely use the equal operator in the outer query. So this is another simple example of how a single row subquery helps us retrieve data from related tables step by step. Okay guys, that's all for today's video. In today's video, we first did a quick revision of what a subquery is. Then we understood the types of subqueries. And after that, we learned in detail about single row subqueries using examples and step-by-step explanations. I hope now you clearly understood how a single row subquery works and how the inner query and outer query execute. For practice, I have posted a few practice questions in the comment section. Try to write the SQL queries for those questions and post your answers in the comments. I will personally check each of them and let you know if they are correct. And if you have any doubts or confusion, free feel to ask them in the comments as well. I'll definitely try my best to help you out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends who are learning SQL, and subscribe to the channel for more such easy explanations. Also, you can save this video for future revision whenever you want to quickly revisit the concept. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video where we will continue with more SQL concepts. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.